So, hello there everyone and welcome, it is Niran here, and today it is time for me to welcome you to episode number 2 of our FIFA 18 Career Mode in 2020 series. Now, for those that are not so new to the channel, that have been around for at least a year, you guys will know that this is of course the series where I basically see what is going on in the world of football by fast forwarding a couple of seasons on FIFA 18 Career Mode. Now, last year we did this and we looked at 2020, we exhausted that, then we looked at 2025, and then finally 2030. We'll be doing that again this year, but for now we're sticking with 2020 to see exactly what is going down across the world and in Europe, and then maybe in 2 weeks or so you'll see Career Mode in 2025. Now, if you missed the first one of these, there'll be an annotation at the top right of the screen that will take you to that one. There's been some crazy transfers going on and just some crazy stuff generally going on in 2020 already, and you'll be seeing far more in this video as well, which if you go on to enjoy, then make sure to slap a like on it and subscribe if you're new to the channel. You guys have also been leaving your comments telling me what you want to see in this episode. The Eredivisie in the background was something that you guys wanted to see. Ajax winning that on goal difference from PSV and then FC Groningen, and the Portuguese League as well was something that was commonly suggested in the comment section. If there is anything that you want to see that isn't specified or isn't shown in this video, then I will be doing a third Career Mode in 2020 video sometime next week, and any pressing things that you want to see, drop them in the comment section and I'll be able to show you them in the next one. The Portuguese League was won by Porto ahead of Benfica and Sporting, I think it was. Pretty much how you'd expect it to be in real life currently, so not much has changed over in Portugal. In Turkey, Fenerbahce won the Turkish League by 10 points over Galatasaray, Başakşehir, and then Beşiktaş and Trabzonspor. Again, pretty similar to the way the Turkish League is going at the moment. Also, the lower leagues in England was something that you guys wanted to see. Charlton Athletic won League One by quite some distance ahead of Barnsley and Burton, I think it was. I might have missed that, so if you want to pause on this and see the entire tables and look at it in more detail, then of course feel free to do so. In League 2, Blackpool were promoted as champions along with Gillingham and Port Vale automatically, with Northampton, Mansfield Town, Oldham and Notts County in the playoffs, and down at the bottom Crawley Town and Accrington Stanley would have been relegated if the National League was on this game. Moving on from tables though and on to some specific players and transfers, the crazy transfers continue because Borussia Dortmund winger Marco Reus has signed for AC Milan, 85 rated now in this career mode. You can see his shooting and passing still very high, but he is aging slightly, so Milan getting a good pickup there. Talking of good pickups, Bournemouth have got plenty of them. A couple of you guys were noticing this in the last video, but Bournemouth have signed some ridiculously good young players. Lautaro Martinez, who has 88 potential, has joined them. Renato Sanchez, and this is permanent as well. He's signed permanently for Bournemouth, as has Lautaro Martinez. He's signed from Bayern Munich, so that's two very high profile and high potential players. And on top of that, they've also signed Mikel Oyarzabal as well from Real Sociedad. So Bournemouth in a couple of years are going to have a ridiculously stacked attack. Hopefully for them, they can bring in some good defenders as well, and you never know, we might have a new sort of Premier League titan on the cards in sort of 2025. By the time we're looking at Bournemouth in 2025, they might have even won a Premier League title. N'Golo Kante there you can see on the screen, still playing for Chelsea. He is 90 rated, but look at those attributes. Mental and physical stats are ridiculous. 94 reactions, 95 stamina, 90 balance. He is an absolute animal. Same as this man, Anthony Martial, but it didn't stop Manchester United selling him over to Bayern Munich, so clearly Martial, frustrated with the lack of game time that he's getting at Old Trafford, he's decided to go ahead and join at Bayern Munich. We've got Aymeric Laporte as well, who's also on the move. He's left Athletic Bilbao, is it that Laporte plays for? And he has gone to AS Monaco. He's 88 rated now, so again, more crazy signings. This, though, however, is possibly the craziest. Matthew Lowton, I don't know how you pronounce it, has swapped Burnley for AC Milan. Yes, he has. I don't know if he's a glitched player or not, because he's 30 years of age and he's somehow found his way at Milan. I don't know how it's happened, but Matthew Lowton has left Burnley and joined Milan. That's probably the funniest transfer of the lot. Kylian Mbappe is back at Monaco because on the game, the loan deal is not one that turns into a permanent one, so PSG have lost out on him. However, PSG do still have Neymar. You saw they'd signed Karim Benzema last time. They've also signed some more players actually, but I'll show you those guys in the next video, otherwise we're going to run out of time eventually with the amount of stuff that I've got to cram into this one. Neymar, though, still playing for Paris Saint-Germain along with a couple of other signings that they've made. He is 94 overall, is the Brazilian Brazilian. And speaking of Brazil, we'll move on to those guys in a second. We're now going to look at some international teams, starting with Argentina and then moving on to Brazil. Lionel Messi still playing for them, but 89 rated. Dybala is now the best Argentinian in that squad. The Brazil side is absolutely stacked as well. Feel free to pause on any of these teams if you want to look at them in more detail. Marquinhos, Casemiro, Coutinho, Gabriel Jesus, Fabinho and Neymar, all with very high ratings. England, looking very good indeed. Harry Kane 90 rated, Dele Alli 89 and Marcus Rashford is 87. Michael Keane there as well at centre-back is 86 with Rose and Walker as full-backs. Eric Dyer, who signed for Liverpool in this career mode save, is also 86. France, though, are by far the best team. It is actually scary. Umtiti, Lloris, Varane, Pogba, Kante, Lamar, Mbappe, Dembele and Griezmann all above 87 rating in the starting 11 is just filthy. It's disgusting. Here though is Germany, Timo Werner and Mesut Ozil 87, Kroos is 90, Hummels and Boateng still the centre-back partnership at 88 and Neuer there at 90, Leon Goretzka is also 88 there of Schalke. Moving on to Italy, Andrea Belotti I think is their second best player, no third best player even, behind Marco Verratti who is 91 and Gianluigi Donnarumma of AC Milan there at 89, also some good players there in the shape of Bernardeschi and some of the others. Moving on to the Netherlands, not the best side that we've seen, but still very good indeed. That centre-back partnership of Van Dijk and De Vrij is very good, and Justin Kluivert is already making it into the starting 11 for the Netherlands at 81 overalls, and he's still got a long way to grow. Portugal, no Cristiano Ronaldo. He's clearly retired from international football at this point, but Andre Gomes and Bernardo Silva will be hoping to fill his boots at 88 and 90 respectively. And then the final international team we're going to look at in this episode, though I'm sure we'll look at some more in the next one, is Spain. And you can see Isco and Saul at 89, De Gea is 92, and then Aspi, Carvajal, Koke and Deulofeu, as well as Morata, all at 87. So a very good side there as well, but France was scary, absolutely scary. Brazil and England looking very good though as well, but France were on a complete, just another level to everybody else. I mean, it was absolutely disgusting. Here, though, we're going to start looking at some more teams, some more of the domestic clubs, and you guys wanted to see Tottenham. In terms of major signings, they've signed Phil Jones and Terence Congolo so far. The rest of the team is basically the same. Davinson Sanchez, there was 85. Matt Targett has come in from Southampton, and Omar Toprak as well from Borussia Dortmund, as well as Antonio Valencia signing from Manchester United. So continuing the theme of lots of transfers, Dele Alli and Christian Eriksen at 89 and 90 respectively. They've also signed Idrissa Gueye from Everton, who's 84, and Yuri Medeiros as well from Porto, who's 83. Emiliano Rigoni, the eagle-eyed amongst you will have seen him in the Argentinian squad, he's 84 rating. They've also managed to keep hold of the likes of Heung-min Son and Harry Kane. Philippe Coutinho, for those that saw the last episode, you'll know that he signed for them from Liverpool somehow, and he's 89 rated. Apart from that, though, everything is the same, but still a lot of transfers there for Tottenham. At least 8 new players, really, in that side, along with a couple of regens. Moving on to Paris Saint-Germain, Alfonso Areola is now their first team goalkeeper. Kevin Trapp signed for... he might have signed for Barcelona, actually. I can't remember who Kevin Trapp has signed for. I think it might have been an English team, actually. Cesar Azpilicueta, though, has signed for Paris Saint-Germain, along with Rick Karsdorp. They've also got Ryan Sessegnon and Jan Vertonghen, along with keeping the likes of Kazawa, Marquinhos and Munier. But Sessegnon, very interesting one, and Jan Vertonghen as well. You also see Toby Alderweireld wasn't playing for Tottenham Hotspur either, so although they brought in some good attacking players, they've lost a lot of their good defenders. Kingsley Coman finds his way back at Paris Saint-Germain, where he started his sort of rise to fame, if you like. I don't think he started his career there, but he sort of burst onto the scene at Paris Saint-Germain, so he's rejoined there. Karim Benzema, you'll have seen that he signed for PSG last episode, and they've still got Neymar, Gonçalo Guedes, and also Julian Draxler. So star-studded line-up there for PSG. Now on to Monaco, who have brought in Diego Bernalio and Jan Sommer. I mean, there's so much going on. It's quite incredible. There's so many signings, and I do like it because it used to get so stale. Even like 10 seasons in, you'd still have the same players playing for the same teams, but it's so much different this year. There's so many signings. Monaco have brought in, what's his name, Benjamin Henriks, as well as Aymeric Laporte. You can see Yacine Brahimi has also signed. Don't think he plays for Monaco in real life, so I think that's a signing in the game. Correct me though if I'm wrong. Marcel Risser coming in from the German league, as well as Alessandro Schürpf, who's come in from Schalke. Still some very good players though in this side. Obviously the likes of Yuri Tielemans Tielemans, who you saw a moment ago, and Kylian Mbappe is obviously back now at Monaco. Same for Balde Diao-Keita. Stefan Jovetic is 30. He's still playing for Monaco. And you can see some more of the younger guys there, as well as Lassina Traore. Moving on to Bayern Munich, only a couple of teams left after this, and you can see they've got the same goalkeepers, being Fruchtel, Neuer, and also Sven Ulreich, but they've brought in Toby Alderweireld from Tottenham, so that's where he's ended up. So Alderweireld's ended up at Bayern, and Vertonghen has gone to PSG. Also got João Cancelo, Mats Hummels, and Pablo Maffeo, who's come in from Manchester City, as well as Hugo Mayo, who's signed from Celta Vigo, and Nacho Monreal, who has for some reason signed from Arsenal. And I didn't even clock it, but Marcelo, I just saw at the end there, Marcelo has joined from Real Madrid. Again, just an incredible sort of example of how much has changed in literally the space of 3 seasons. Xherdan Shaqiri has ended up back at Bayern. We'd already seen that Anthony Martial was there. Adrian Silva has ditched the Portuguese league to join Bayern. Stefan El Shaarawy is now playing for Bayern, and so is Lucas Ocampos. So honestly, it's hard to fathom how so much has changed in literally 3 seasons. Like, so many transfers have happened. Half that Bayern side was different to what you would get at the start of the career mode save. It's absolutely ridiculous. Moving on to Juventus, who so far haven't actually changed all that much in terms of their team. You will have noticed, however, they had Gianluigi Buffon still, who's now 42 in this career mode save. How he hasn't retired yet is beyond me. He clearly still saves things whilst holding onto a walking stick, playing for Juventus, who have so far signed El Janussi, they'd signed Joshua Kimmich, for some reason they'd signed Dejan Lovren from Liverpool, even though he is in fact literally useless. And you can see the rest of the side there as well. They kept hold of Matuidi and Pjanic, as well as Rincon. They had Matheus Pereira there as well. I don't think he signed for them in real life, but Edinson Cavani has gone to Juventus. There's so many players that have ditched big teams and then signed for other big teams, Edinson Cavani being one of them. And then finally, the last team that we're going to look at in this video is AC Milan, who had Storari, a 43-year-old goalkeeper. It's disgusting. He's even older than flipping Buffon, so I don't know how he's still playing. I don't know how he hasn't retired yet on the game, because usually people like Buffon retire in the first season. Back focusing though on Milan, you'll have seen Matthew Lowton. I'm just honestly not sure how he's ended up there. The rest of the team though is kind of similar. Cesc Fabregas has joined from Chelsea. We've got Bonaventura there, Andrea Conti, Montalivo, Jose Mauri. You'll see Marco Reus earlier. He of course has signed there from Dortmund. Ibrahima Traore I think has left Borussia Mönchengladbach to join Milan. And they've still also got Baka, they've got Mbaye Niang, and they've got Hakan Çalhanoğlu, and they also signed Cedric Bakambu from Villarreal, which I feel like is quite a realistic signing actually. I quite like that one. Overall though, lots to take in. I realise you've probably had to pause multiple times during the course of this video because it's been very fast paced with the amount of things that have happened and that have changed and what we've been through. The national teams, the strong teams are still looking strong. I'll take you through some more of the other teams, the likes of Sweden and stuff that are in Turkey and Switzerland, that have changed a bit but are still maybe lacking when it compares to the likes of the Frances and Germanys, etc. But there's some very interesting things still yet to show you, which is incredible given everything I've just shown you just then, including the teams. I mean, the transfers are insane this year. I don't know what on earth EA have done, but there seems to be about 77 new signings per team per transfer window at the moment, although most of them are quite realistic. The likes of Coutinho going to Tottenham, however, isn't, but a lot of the other ones like Bakambu to Milan, I could see Marcelo signing for Bayern at the end of his career, and things like that are relatively realistic, so I'm gonna let them slip, but some of the other ones are completely out there and against the grain. If you have enjoyed this video though, make sure to slap a like on it and subscribe if you are new to the channel. Both of those things help me out massively at the start of the game cycle. Hit 45,000 subscribers as well yesterday, which is utterly insane, given we only hit 40,000, or 41,000 like a week and a half ago or 2 weeks ago, which is insane. So thank you guys ever so much for that. I really do appreciate it. If there is anything you want to see in the next episode of Career Mode in 2020, then drop it in the comments section. You can also follow me on Twitter. My handle is on the screen. It's @theofficialfng. Same on Instagram, @theofficialfng over there too. But it's been an absolute pleasure ranting at you guys today. Have a wonderful day, enjoy yourselves, and goodbye.
Yo, Masapeals. I roll out with some monsters. Looks like your team and you watch us. I do not roll with imposters. Sound like the man in the Oscars. I'm drunk of Henny and Fosters. I have a career, I am jobless. This bitch have f***ed me so hard, I might just end up unconscious. I like girls in lingerie, especially if it is crotchless. Bitch, I am the bigger picture. There is no way you can crop us.